Good afternoon, this is your friend Angel over at Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, Florida, and this is the 24 Chevy Suburban RST in crystal red Tintcoat. This is a beautiful color, a beautiful trim on the RST, which means rally sport truck, and the Suburban, of course, is the egg before the chicken. Of course, it's the oldest vehicle in human history. They've been around uninterrupted, I should say, since 1935, making it the oldest car in human history that's still in production today. Since 1935, this is the first vehicle to have 3 rows of seats, and it's still the problem solver of today's market. Speaking of the market, this is also the largest vehicle you can buy in the United States. If you're gonna buy something bigger, you can always get a school bus, but a car that fits in an airport garage would be a Suburban. That's it. There's nothing bigger than this, period. There's no reason to argue. You just gotta look at it. If you think about that big mansion in your neighborhood, this is what this is. When you look at the parking lot, this is just the largest car that you will see on the road. Also, it's one of the nicest one. They just put in 2020 star in Hollywood and the Walk of Fame, because this is the most famous vehicle in the world. It's been in over 1,700 movies and TV shows, making it the only car to ever have a star in Hollywood in the Walk of Fame. So if you go to Hollywood, California, and visit the Walk of Fame, you might see a star there with a Suburban name, and it's not an actor, it's actually a car. I think this is the only car to have a star in Hollywood. So that's how famous this car is. You see it every day on the movies, you see them on the news, when the politicians are riding, the good guys, the bad guys are riding, the police are riding on them, you name it. It's used as a limousine. Many people, in fact, get Suburbans for limousine service because it does apply for Uber Black. Of course, not the case on this one because it's red, and the limousine service has to be black for some reason. But this is the best color, one of the best colors, I should say. With the Suburban RST treatment, you get all this black bar that goes across the rear door, along with the emblems that says Suburban all black, and the red RST logo. It's also the largest cargo space of any vehicle in the United States. I keep saying this because it's the biggest rear estate, right? If you buy a car, you're buying a piece of rear estate, right? It's taking a lot of space, but it does fit in a garage. It fits in most people's garages, so here it is. Also, the Suburban is available with the diesel 6-cylinder engine, a 5.3 V8 and a 6.2 V8. This version right here is the 5.3. When you walk on the front, you can see with the RST, you get all that black grille with the black emblems, and also you get this camera on the front grille. Speaking of grills, there's 2 of them. There's one here, one inside, that is an active shutter, and it will close at 30 miles an hour to help the wind flow. These openings on the front bumper are actually there for functionality, and this helps to put the wind flow with the aerodynamics of the Suburban. Great gas mileage despite its size. It's got the best gas mileage on this segment of any full-size SUV, and amazing. It's just a piece of history on the road, and it's the mansion of cars, basically. Now let's start the walk around here with the key fob. You do have a smart key. All Suburbans and Tahoes bring them. Speaking of the Tahoe is a Suburban, it's just shorter. And of course, the Yukons and the Escalade, those are new. Back in the day, you go to a GMC dealer, you can buy a GMC Suburban. There was no Yukons. So this is it. I keep saying this because it's such an important vehicle. All right, so I just tapped the key twice to open the rear hatch. And this cargo space is ginormous. It's actually the largest space we ever had in a Suburban. And you can do a lot of things with it. Back here, we have a cargo space of 41.50 of cubic cargo space. This thing is huge. Most cars don't even have a trunk this big. And this is the space behind the third row seat. Now, if you want to lower the third row seat, there's an option here to do that. All you have to do is press this here guy, and your headrests collapse to help the seat goes down. It only goes down in 4 seconds. And this is it. Look how much cargo space you have already. This is behind the second row. Behind the second row, you have 93 cubic cargo feet. So this is already larger than the whole space you find in a Highlander, for example. A Toyota Highlander is 84 cubic cargo feet. This behind the second row is 93. To give you an idea, the Traverse is 98 cubic cargo feet, and that's the largest crossover you can buy. with all seats down, you get 98. This still have another road to go, and we are 93.80. Now, if you want to make this house on a small apartment from New York, there's another way to do it. You see these two buttons here. There's also a 110 outlet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna hit this button here. Look what happened. Now the second row goes down, and now we're gonna hit the other one to lower the other side. It's a 60-40 split, and just like that, my friend, you have the largest cargo space of any vehicle in the United States. This is 144.70. 144.70. So there it is. There's no reason to argue about it. You just have to believe me or Google it. Ask Siri if you want. There's no car bigger than this, period. It's the mansion of cars. And a good thing about it too, you can actually flip those seats from back here if you like. You can just tap this one more time, and then the whole seat will fold like that. And then if you want to fold this other seat, you push that, and that one's folded too. So now you even had a little deep section there if you want to put more stuff. I've done it before, so I have a 99 Tahoe. Now the third row seat goes up from back here. The second row won't do that. You have to do it manually. So if you want to raise your third row seat, I can do it both of them simultaneously. You just hold that button there until they go up completely. But the second row over there will remain the same. I mean lower, I should say. But yeah, this is how you get access to your third row seat. We prefer to access from the passenger side, and to open the doors, all doors have a button, so you just push that and it unlocks the door. And as you can see, it's very easy to get in and out of the Suburban with all the seats up. You just walk in here, no problem walking in here. Look at the size of this thing. I'm gonna stretch my legs all the way here, and look. I'm still not touching the seat. So the third row seat is actually very comfortable. We have AC vents up here, lighting. We have a USB-C port with cup holders too, so places to put your stuff. Aside from that, we have another button here to unlock the seats if you want to get out. There's a couple ways to do it. You can also pull this little loop over here, and it goes up mechanically. Otherwise, you can just press the button. There we go. So it does open electronically and mechanically, and both sides have the little button. And then when you want to lower your seat, well, simple. You just grab it and push them down. Another cool thing about it, the second row now slides forward and back, so you can create more legroom for your rear occupants or more legroom for the second row seats. This is an 8-passenger configuration with the bench. As worth mentioning, the RST gets a unique seat treatment with those red stitching and this little emblem, this little pattern right here. It goes all the way to the bottom of the seat. Even the third row seat had them. Now we pull this up. Notice that not much legroom here, right? But you can pull this handle, and voila. Now you have a lot of legroom. And the seat does recline backwards too. All you have to do is pull this handle and recline it. There's also a section here. Lower this. There we go. Sorry about that. We have a armrest with cup holders and a place for your cell phone. Also, you get the Bose stereo with cup holders in all doors. So very simple to get in. It's worth mentioning too, the rear seats corners both are heated, and there's a third climate control, so you guys on the back can have your own settings. There's also another 110 outlet here, so the Suburban has 2 of them, and 2 USB-C ports that are obviously power. And then we go to the passenger door, and this is a cool place for the ladies. They absolutely love it. Very comfortable with a Bose stereo. It's super nice. We have the floor liners here. We order them power seats, and the same pattern with the RST package seats. This is the only seats available for the RST, and the power seats are heated, and you can also have a dual climate control. You can warm up the back of the seat or just the entire seat if you cold. That down there is a wireless charging pad. The center console is pretty nice too. You can open it like this, and it has this removable tray that you can slide it, and it's illuminated too. There's a light right there. There's a USB-C and a USB-A port right there too, aside from the ones here. So you got 4 USB ports just in the front seats. You can also store things over here. This is a place for your sunglasses or stuff like that. You can just squeeze it, or the makeup. You know how that goes. We also have a nice pattern on the dashboard, and it goes with this red stitching around the car. Now, going around the Suburban is it's challenging because this thing is 225 inches long. I had a Buick LeSabre back in the day. I love my Buick. And it was 200 inches long. I thought that thing was like a limousine, but this is 25 inches longer. So no beating the size of the Suburban. I'm gonna close the tailgate here. The tailgate can be closed from the back, it can be closed from the inside, and it can be closed from the key fob. You can see right here, there's a camera. But you can also open the window. So if you'd rather open the window, you just push this twice and it opens. Notice that the wiper blade's being hidden under the spoiler, so it's no longer exposed and in the way of visibility. So this is in case you want to just thrust things there. You don't have to open the entire latch. You can just open the window. And speaking of this window, there's another way to open it. Back here, this corner right here, there's a little button there you press. As long as you have the key, it will pop open the glass as well. If you want to open the tailgate with your key fob, just push that here and the tailgate will open completely in the rear latch. All Suburbans come standard with a hitch. It's hidden under this plastic compartment. All you have to do is get loose these two butterflies and you get access to your hitch. Then can pull well over 8,000 pounds. And notice the tail light says Chevrolet in there. That's pretty cool. It's a 25-gallon gas tank, just like the pickup trucks, and it's a self-sealed gas tank. If you wonder why this is so big, it's because we can put a diesel exhaust fluid there in the case of a diesel Suburban or Tahoe. RST gets these wheels too, the 20-inch and 2 tons. They look small on the Suburban, of course. Everything will look small here. If you stand next to it, you look small. But yeah, they're 20-inch and you can upgrade to 22. RST does come standard with the 20s and all the black emblems and show you. Now, from the key fob, you can also start your vehicle with the remote start feature, and you no longer have to hit the lock button and hold it. Instead, you just tap here twice, 1, 2, and your doors close and your Suburban starts. That's simple. You can hear the roar of the engine. This is a 5.3 V8. You can see there's sensors on the front bumper too, aside from the sensors on the rear bumper. Then you have portal lights. These lights illuminate this perimeter area when it's dark. You also have a camera hidden there, the rear view mirror, and turn signals. And turn signals are integrated on the mirror, so if you turn in, other drivers can see you. Also, with the rear backup sensors, you also get blind spot alert. They detect cars 10 feet around the Suburban or any of our vehicles. And that use rear cross traffic alert as well. You can see the sensors there for that. There's 4 of them. Now, let's go to the inside of this machine and see how it looks. First of all, when you open the driver's side, you notice a nice door with the red stitching from the RST, and then you have this sporty trim here on the door. It looks pretty cool. The materials are awesome. It's all soft materials with these aluminum inserts. You have memory seats, and you have folding mirrors. You can push this button and the mirrors close. Hi. And it opens. Hi. You can also lock your mirrors, lock your windows, I should say, and lock the rear doors for the charge lock. In here on the left side of the steering, you see there's a knob for driving modes, light switch. This is the parking brake. It's no longer that pedal you push. You just push that and you're gonna hear this. Oh, you're not gonna hear it because I already activated it. But to get it off, we just have to hit the brake and start the car, and that's how we get off. Now in here you can see the seats, very nice with that pattern, the RST trim. Let me climb up here, and the left side we have lane keeping assist, lane departure warning. You can shut off the backup sensor, traction control, 360 camera, and the auto stop button if you don't want the vehicle to do the stop. Oh wow, look at the steering wheel, got that black bow tie and the red stitching around it. It's pretty cool. Now even though it's running, it's gonna give me that welcome here. It's pretty cool. I love that too. The Chevy bow tie floating, and then it says Chevrolet. That's always nice. Sorry for the wind. Let me start this thing here. There we go. Now the wind goes down. It's really hot outside, so it was blasting when I started it. So let me hit the OK button here. We're gonna stay in demo mode, of course, because we're demonstrating this vehicle. And here's your screen. Now the screen is 10.2 inches. It grew up from the 8 inches one that we had before. It's still not the biggest in its class. Obviously, we have vehicles now that have much bigger screen. And that's the case of a 25 Suburban. We have a different interior. So that's a 10.2, that's a 12.3, and this one is configurable. You can change here your driving modes. Right now we are in the normal mode. So if I twist the knob to the right and go into sport mode, then you can see the Suburban now is like in a racetrack. You flip it again and go to snow and ice, and now the Suburban will be in the ice. And then you flip it again and go to tow haul mode, which is towing a trailer, and now you can see the Suburban is pulling a trailer. Each driving mode makes the car drive differently, so it's like having a car with different personalities. My favorite, of course, is the sport mode. I always leave it there, but that's the least fuel efficient mode. So if you want to save the most fuel, leave it in normal. That's the way to do it. Now, this whole thing, you can change it using these arrows here on the steering wheel. You got two of them for left and right, and then the wheel to navigate up and down. So if I move this to the left, I can access this menu that shows me the display layout. Now, I'm going to press this wheel, and that's going to give me access to the different layouts. I'm going to go to progressive, and it will look like this. You can also change it to digital, and it will look like this. Or if you want your life to be simple, you can go clean. And clean means that, well, you don't have anything. It's just nothing. I'm going to leave it in classic for now because this is not my vehicle, but you choose whichever favorite you like. I like the progressive. It looks pretty cool too. You can also change. Let me go back here. What's on the left side? So right now we have a compass. You can change it to time and temperature, tire pressure, fuel economy, transmission fluid temperature, or none, which is nothing. It's just you don't want to have nothing. So anyways, we're gonna go back here now. Let you change what's in the right info. You know, guys, I like that picture of the Suburban there, but if you don't like it, you can change it to compass and then have two compass, or time and temperature, or tire pressure, or fuel economy, or transmission fluid temperature, or none. So I'm gonna leave it there because, like I said, that's what I like. But you can actually change what's in the lower gauges. So if I press on the lower gauges, I can go with maximum information, and maximum information will give me information on temperature, gas, battery voltage, and oil pressure. I can go to medium information, and then I just got gas and temperature. Or minimum information means, well, just the gas. I know people like a lot of information. I'm gonna leave it at maximum for now, but you can change it if you don't want to be overwhelmed. I like information, but some people don't like that much information. You decide how much information you want, if any. But that speedometer is always going to be there. That's very important. Now, on the left side of the steering wheel, we have a button that makes the steering wheel move up and down. It also telescopes in and out, so you can adjust it to whatever position you like, and then memorize it. You will memorize the position of the seats, the steering wheel position, and the rear view mirror position. All of those three will be memorized. Aside from that, you have forward collision alert, so you can adjust the distance you like to keep in between vehicles. You want to keep a longer distance or a shorter distance. We also have an adaptive cruise control. It activates right here. Now, when you press that, it's going to show this symbol. That tells me it's an adaptive cruise control. If I don't want it to be adaptive, all I do is hit the cancel button and hold it for a few seconds, and it's going to go now to normal or regular cruise control. Not the smartest idea. I like the smart cruise control. That's what you're paying for, right? So I'm going to hit the cancel button again and hold it for a few seconds until it goes back to adaptive cruise control, which is my favorite because you can make a full stop at a traffic light. When you set your cruise control, you can just relax and the car will slow down for the car in front of you. There's also 3 lights that will shoot off the dashboard if you're approaching a car too fast, to let you know you're going too fast and you're about to crash, and it can apply the brakes for you to prevent that. Up here on the roof, we have 3 buttons for your garage door openers. We can also lower the third row seats from back here. So if I press this button, I can do this. Oh, sorry, it's the other one. There we go. And now the third row disappears. If I want the other one to disappear, I just press this right here, and voila, she gone. Just like that, we don't have a third row seat anymore. It's very simple. Now, if you want to turn on all the lights on your Suburban, what you have to do is press this one, hold it for a few seconds. There we go, a couple seconds, and all the lights come on. There's 4 zones of illumination all the way to the cargo area. So it's all LEDs. To shut them off, you just hold it again, and voila. Now they go back to open when you open the doors. You can also turn them off here if you don't want the battery to drain. And this right here is your power lift gate control. You can set it up to max, 3/4 or off. I'm gonna leave it on the max position. If you put it at 3/4, you can adjust the height of that door. So you can adjust how high you want it to go. I mean, we'll memorize that position. You also have OnStar. And OnStar includes the Wi-Fi service, which is free the first month, up to 50 feet, you can connect up to 7 devices, 50 feet around the Suburban, and unlimited data runs around $20 a month. It's not really that expensive. You can monitor your Wi-Fi hotspot here. You can assign your own username and password, and of course share your data with people in the car. If you want to, you can shut off the data too as well. Now, if I hit the camera button, it says camera, so you can see that it has different angles. Number one is the regular angle with the top-down view. You can hit this button here in the corner. See that blue line? It's showing that I'm looking at the front of the car. So if I hit that, now the blue line is behind the car, so that means I'm looking what's behind it. Now, if you don't want this split screen, you can actually shut it off and go to a full-size screen, or you can split it and have it drop-down views. That's your choice. You can also do hitch view for the back, hitch view for the front. And these lines that you see there are going to be there to follow me when I turn the steering wheel. See, I'm turning the steering wheel, the lines follow me. If you don't want the lines, you can also eliminate the lines by pressing this button here. Now we don't have a line. I do like the lines. I think it's good for safety, but this is not ending here. We got 9 different angles, so more to go. These are the front wheels. You can see the front wheels here when I turn the steering. And again, let's look at a full-size screen here. This is actually your front tires. I'm turning it in. But if you want to look at the rear tires, no problem. We can actually look at the back. Both sides of the vehicle, left side and right side. This is like using your mirrors basically, but in the camera. Then we have this one. This one is very impressive. It's a 90-degree angle that point out your hitch when you're connecting your trailer. So it makes it a lot easier to connect. And speaking of making a trailer connection, we have this line too that you can activate, and this will point out. And what you have to do to connect to your trailer would be, you can see the hitch right there when it's connected. It makes it a lot easier to connect your trailer and a lot safer too as well. Then you can leave the parking lines. The parking lines are the same as the other ones, just bigger. And this right here, that red line means that you're about 12 inches away from your bumper. So you want to stay away from that red line right there. Now, if I hit the X button, it goes back to normal. Now, you can activate the cameras even though you're in drive. Speaking of drive, there's no handle, so you just hit the brake and pull the D, and that's drive. If you want to do reverse, you pull the R, and that activates the camera. Now, if you want to put it in parking, you push the P. And if you put it in neutral, you want to push the N. And if you want to use the low gears, you push the L. Low gears are plus and minus here, so you can adjust how many gears you want in the transmission. Speaking of transmission, this is a 10-speed. Another cool thing about the Suburban, it comes integrated with Google Maps. And Google Maps will be integrated for as long as you have Wi-Fi connection. So you do have to pay to have Wi-Fi connection. Otherwise, the Google Maps won't work right. It will work still, but it won't give you like live information such as the gas prices, etc. So it's better to have it with the Wi-Fi. Also, you can connect your cell phone to this completely wireless. It has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So if you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, you can activate it right here, and it projects the image of your phone. That lets you use Apple Maps, Waze. You can use Google Maps too, or you can use whatever GPS you have in your phone. It will project on the screen right here. On the screen, you can also control the climate, and that includes the both occupants in the front, or you can go to the rear and control their climate. You can also lock it so that way they cannot change your climate. And if you hit sync, it will sync to the temperature of front. You can also completely disable the AC just by powering it off, so you only have power on the front at that point. That's in case you want to cook your kids. If you don't want them to suffer too much, leave it on. But yes, nevertheless, you can adjust different settings here, and you can have separate temperatures in the front seats. And you can do all this by voice, by saying the magic words. So I can push here or say the magic words. In this case, I'm gonna push here, and look at this. Passenger temperature 72 degrees. There it is. Lo vieron? You see it? 72 degrees, just like that. So Google change your radio, can control your maps, it can change your AC, it can do pretty much everything you ask it to do. As long as you have that connection, it will do it. Now, if you don't want to connect to Google, you'd rather use Alexa, for example, you can change it to Alexa, or you can change it to Siri if you have an iPhone, and it will connect from here. All you have to do is press and hold this button a little longer until you hear the beeping from Siri if it's an iPhone. I already mentioned you have a wireless charging pad here, so you no longer have to use the cables. There's also a 12-volt outlet hidden here if you in case you need to. Speaking of the climate controls, they are right here. You can control your climate. You can turn it off and on. These are your heated seats or the back of the seats if you have back pain. Same goes for the passenger seat. Your home button here on the screen is your best friend. You always take it to the home screen if you get lost somewhere. You also have access to our Play Store. You can download and install apps onto your radio if you want to install YouTube Music, Pandora, Spotify, Weather Channel. There's plenty of it to choose from. All you have to do is sign in with your Google account, and voila, using the Wi-Fi you can connect to all of that. Another cool thing on the Suburban, forgot to mention, is the trailer light set. So you can actually run a test for the lights of your trailer, and we start a sequence of running the brake lights, the turn signals, the reverse light, and once you're done, you hit stop, and that's it. You can do this from the My Chevy app, which you get access to for 3 years for free. I pay $15 a month. You got it free for 3 years if you buy a 24 Chevy, and pretty amazing program. With the OnStar, of course, it's optional. You don't have any contracts, so you can activate it or deactivate it whenever you want. On the audio section, we get to choose between AM, FM, and XM radio. I'm gonna mute XM radio because of copyright, but yeah, you hit listen now and you get access to all the stations. There's how many? About 1,000 stations to choose from, so plenty to choose from. You can choose the type of music you want, and it lets you pause live radio. You can pause live radio like you do in a DVR at home, as long as it's an XM radio. And FM, it won't do it. It lets you mute it, but it doesn't let you pause it. So if I hit play again, it will continue in the same place it was. And you can control that from here, from the steering wheel. When you hit stop, see, unmute and unmute, it will actually pause the radio for you. Pretty cool stuff. Now, behind the steering wheel on the right side, there's 2 buttons to raise the volume of the radio, and then the left side has 2 more buttons to change the songs or change the stations that you already presets down here. You can presets up to 60 stations in the Suburban. Pretty cool stuff. I already mentioned the center console with 2 cup holders here. There's 2 more on here, so you got 4 cup holders in your front seats. These 2 can be accessed from the back, of course, and the armrest is very nice with the red stitching. It's unique to the RST trim. It's the only one that gets this, and this material on the dashboard is only seen on the RST. I've never seen it in any other model. Now, I mean, what else I'm missing? I'm not missing anything. Okay, so let me shut this party down here. It's gonna tell me to look in the rear seat. It's a rear seat reminder because the system remembers that I opened the back door, so it's gonna let me know about it. I would never leave my kids in the back seat. I don't think that ever happened to me, but it did happen before. So rear seat reminder it is, but you don't forget your kids. That did happen to me though. I did forget something. It was a 6-pack of beer, and if it wasn't for that, it would be hot. You know how it is. Oh, speaking of the front here, look at this little Chevy bow tie there on the headlight. I never noticed that. That's pretty good. The headlights are pretty amazing, the LEDs. And to open this, it's just the same as any other Chevy truck. You stick your hand there and move to the right, and voila, here's the legendary 5.3 engine with 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque. This same engine has been around since 2014 on this form, but it's been on the market since the year 2000 in a different form. The difference is this one now has direct injection, and it has active fuel management instead of it's actually adaptive fuel management, it's called. And then we have active fuel management. We changed from 8 to 4 cylinder. Dynamic fuel is the word I was looking for, dynamic. It actually can change from 8 all the way down to 1 cylinder. So this motor can save you a lot of fuel if it needs to. For the most part, it will remain V8. You can also set it up to V8 all the time when you're towing something in tow haul mode. You can see the deck coolant here is red, and that's good for 150,000 miles. It's a direct injection engine, so you don't see the injectors outside. It's all happening inside the combustion chamber. That helps us to have better fuel economy, more horsepower, more torque, and it runs smoother because you don't have that, power steering system going on. If you need a jump start or jump start somebody, Chevy makes it really easy. Just open right here, your positive goes there, and there's your ground right there. Super easy to do. If you want to help somebody on the road in the cold weather, you know how it is. Very simple to do. This is a Chevy truck, so anyone can work on them. The 5.3 is super reliable. I just sold my wife's Tahoe with that engine, the 07, to my sister-in-law with 324,000 miles. So this one in particular here has 4 miles. So you had a long ways to go, my friend. if you buy a Suburban. It's a car for life. That's the reason it's been around for so long. It's a problem solver. It's family's favorite. It really can do all. It can tow. It can carry a lot of people, and it's luxurious. Very much luxurious. Now, all of that comes to a price, of course. You never pay too much for the right car. But I want to show you something before we go to the pricing. This is your conventional trailering on this car. 7,800 pounds it can tow. So you can have an RV behind this thing, or your family, all the gear on the back. I mean, this thing do things that you need 2 cars for to do what the Suburban does. That's what makes it so unique and so successful. We dominate 70% of the US market, and this platform with the Escalades, the Yukons, Suburbans, and Tahoes. But they all come from here, the Suburban first. Here's your gas mileage, 17 combined. 50 on the city, 20 on the highway. I got people telling me they get 24, 25. It really depends how you're driving it, and of course how many people are in the car. Here's your warranty, 3 years, 36,000, bumper to bumper, 5 years, 60,000 mile powertrain. That includes engine, transmission, differential, and includes roadside assistance for 5 years and courtesy transportation for 5 years, or 60,000 miles, both. Then we go here to the description. This is a 24 Suburban 2-wheel drive RST. Base price, oh, well, the color first. It's a radiant red Tintcoat. So it's not crystal red Tintcoat, like they keep changing the name. Here's the 5.3 Eco Tech with the 10-speed transmission. The interior is the jet black with Victory red. Base price of this is $67,300, but because we added the luxury package, that add another $3,025 to that. But look, everything you get here for that makes this thing very luxurious, including the heated power mirrors, some other stuff. Now, I can't see the other options because they block it with this sticker, but we had a $73,085 plus your market adjustment for a total of $76,080 for the limousine, the machine, the one and only, the mansion, the largest car you can buy in the United States. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, you could spend $100 on one of these if you go with the Escalades or the Yukons. So this price is not bad at all. All things considered, it's not bad at all. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, I leave my information in the description of the video if you want to contact me. I'm a salesman here at Palm Chevrolet in Ocala, Florida. We can ship it to you and anywhere in the States. We can drive it to you if you don't live too far. And we can sign the paperwork via DocuSign. We have that now. We can DocuSign you, do everything over the phone, and then you can come get it, or we ship it to you, whichever you like, all right? We'd rather see you in person, so I can explain. There's more of this, trust me. There's a lot more that you can get on this, but it's absolutely beautiful. It's actually a dream of most families in the United States and around the world. It's just, it doesn't get much better than these guys. You can go with the Premier trim and the High Country trim after the RST. That's about it. But the RST to me is my favorite because it doesn't have that much chrome. It has that black grille. It looks so amazing. It looks so cool. Hope you like my videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's completely free. And if you want to share this with your friends, hey, that's cool too. They would love to see these things. And you can always keep an eye on my channel. I'm always trying to post things every day if I could, of course. But today is Saturday the 15th. Happy Father's Day to all of you guys out there. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is for you guys and girls, but it's Father's Day, so you know what I mean. Have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.